My magical Capricorns. To save some time, I already shuffled the cards and laid them out. I'm using a Celtic 10 card spread that allows me to look at past, present, and future influences of the week. And as always, I'll be teaching the tarot through each card so you can not only receive your message, but you start to build your own intuitive relationship with the cards and see how they play out for you. Because that's what this channel is all about, is using tarot for our betterment and our benefit. And the benefit for you, Capricorn, my friends, is just believing in yourself, believing in that self-love, that self-esteem that has manifested into self-confidence from having maneuvered strategically, analytically, in a whole bunch of different minefields, everything from the heart to business to yourself. All that has now is leaving you. So I don't want you to have like a lingering feeling or any doubts or insecurities about moving yourself forward. And I also don't want you to worry about competition or other people trying to kind of like poke the bear kind of analogy of you. All right. So you don't have to allow that to happen. That fight is behind you, and that kind of the reveal of truth that needs to take place, what you think so, okay, from your perspective, and justice and honesty, leave that in God's hands, okay? That's God in the universe's domain. You don't need to worry about that at all. All you need to worry about is harnessing all the life lessons that you learned out of those experiences where you had to justify who you are, how you live your life, your identity overall, and giving voice to that identity meshed into together with your intelligence, right? That's why you've been able to maneuver in such a way. And I'll also add this caveat, not only a maneuver in a thoughtful manner in the intellect, but a thoughtful manner of the heart. And that's why you've got some really good karma coming you this way this week. And I don't want you to kind of miss the opportunity for you to move yourself forward, to start to make your dreams materialize, because you're like kind of allowing like a lingering fog from yesterday of people in situations, and maybe they're plucking a nerve even in today. But you have the mastery of mindset to move away from that and not engage it, especially in your own narrative of your head. And let's get into why I'm saying this, Capricorn, and why it's so important. In that first card placement is a significator, the general gist of the overall reading, and we have the Ace of Swords. That's you. The Ace is the potential and opportunity, upsurge of energy in the area of our intellect, our thoughts, our giving voice to that intellect and thoughts, and our strategy and our analytical thinking, the way that we can maneuver in that kind of intelligent way, like for business and law and contracts are all favored here. It's also a slice of justice, which we'll see in the past reflection, which you've been dealing with as well, wanting that honest reflection. But also too, the thing about the justice card, which I might as well hit on here because she's sitting next to her like younger sister of the Ace of Swords, or her daughter would be kind of really in the tarot because it's the minor arcana and she's a major arcana card. In the fifth card placement, it's what's leaving our life, is you've learned to use logic with intuition, your heart with your intellect, that blending of the two, keeping an emotional flow going in the ideal of having to maneuver in the real world. Remember, you're two different kind of animals. You're the ram of the Aries, and you're also the fish of Pisces. You start the zodiac and you end the zodiac. So you're going to have all the lessons in between, Capricorn, but you've done such a good deal here because that's a reflection of the Ace. That's you emerging, not using that double-edged sword in a hard way. You could uncover a real truth, but you could deliver things with a soft touch. You're not have to be cutting and killing and hurting. You know how to do things. You know how to balance out that. And most importantly, it's your identity emerging in a new way, the way that you want to do your life, and everything from love, family, home, relationship, all the way to career, and the way you're treating your body and your mindset. It's all available to you, and it's all emerged right now. That's what's a beautiful thing about the Ace. It's the potential and opportunity within you and your intellect. And let's really go for it, okay? Because we're coming out of those reflections of the justice. We know some stuff. We've learned some stuff. We've learned about honesty and integrity and ethics and character. That's all the domain of justice as well as the intellect, right? And I guarantee a lot of strategy and analytical thinking was also involved. But again, it's about learning how to be balanced even in the midst of chaos, and even in the midst of emotional chaos, because part of that has been the Pisces vibe of the water flow too, right? So you've handled a whole lot of stuff, and now it's like you stepping into a new light, but you're blocking your own light. That's the crossing card here in the second card position. What's not allowing allowing the ace to really fully manifest. And I'll also say with the ace too, it's an upsurge of youthful energy. Not only is it happening for you, but if you're around young people that you're feeling that vibe and you get it like, oh, wow, this is really exciting and let's explore more and let's do more. That's that energy available to you. So really use that oxygen to ignite your flame there, Capricorn, okay? And give that flame a lot of light because you're blocking it. The sun, a major arcana card, and the sun is for you. It's divine order. It's allowing you to step in the spotlight again. Maybe that's what you're reluctant to do. Maybe you don't want to step in the spotlight, even with this new identity. But remember, the sun is extra favor for you because it's a reflection, especially for the ancient tarot, was coming out of a dark time where you get the sun as a reward. It's not only that light on honesty and truth too. So you know, again, it's another reflection of justice. You don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. God's extra protection is here. It's going to give light to anything that's trying to come at you. You'll either see it or they'll be kind of disintegrated by the light of God. Really is what the sun is. It allows like a fresh air to come into that heart and the headset that's been so stacked up with anxiety, fear, and doubt, you know, that kind of build up like spider webs and dust and boxes of stuff that just need to go by the wayside because the sun wants to laser beam that stuff out and it wants to shine that light on you. So, you know, I don't want you to block anything like that. And especially if you're worrying about whether the sun will ever reveal the truths that you need to deal, like you've been dealing with, because a lot of Capricorn have been dealing with shady people in situations where, you know, you've had to maneuver in the shadowland and just hope that the truth comes out because you've been trying to really do the right thing. And that Ace of Swords and that justice have a compassionate viewpoint in your perspective, as well as, you know, coming to like clear decision making. That's the journey and that's the exalted state of justice. So don't beat yourself up in any way. If you had to use your heart in that decision making, that's part of the journey of the justice, and it means that you've earned those chops. So good deal here, Capricorn. And so let's turn that sun on its side to use to light the way for the Ace of Swords, because that's really what's on the potential. And I'll also say this: don't be afraid to let your intellect and your identity shine, right? That's kind of the combo here as well. Let it rip. You do you, Capricorn. That was the whole point of it. And Capricorn likes to be in the steering wheel. So let's not fight this. You know what I mean? You know, at the end of the day, and I don't say this easily as a Taurus with my own ego pride stuff, you guys are so smart. Not only in the strategic manner, but of the heart manner. And you're so giving of the heart. You're so compassionate and so grateful. If you allow that energy to just kind of flow again and show a little bit too, because that's been part of the lesson. You guys always kind of store that behind heavy doors of your heart. You only let that out for a few people. And it's been so trying and testing over these last few years. You know, it's kind of built up a more of an armor. So, but these kind of cards is let that sun shine in and let it shine out. Okay, Capricorn, it's for your benefit, because God and the universe look at you in such good favor. I can't even stress this enough, because in the third card placement, the top of the matter in the 10 card spread, but I like to say God's direction for the week. And this is a doozy, the 9 of Cups. So we're ending up the minor arcana journey in the suit of the cups. Our heart, love, feeling, emotional flow, our intuition, psychic ability, our dreams, the subconscious all get kind of escalated, tried, and tested all during the journey of the cups. And you did a good job, because you don't get to the 9 of Cups unless you've been a good egg in the area of your heart and your intentions during those rough seas. See how the seas are in your background? You're coming out of that. You're getting your footing again. And remember, you're half goat, you're half fish. So you lived in the sea for a while, that shadowland, doing all that heavy work with God and the universe. And now you're coming into the sunlight. Believe it, okay? You're standing on ground. And the 9 of Cups is so special in tarot because it's the wish card. And you don't get to the wish card unless you've been a good egg in the area of that heart. So you really need to believe it. I don't want you to be indecision anywhere, because I'm seeing that reflected, because that's going to just block the wish. And the wish is sitting on top of your identity. So there's a clue there, Capricorn. It's got to be based on you and the way that you want to do things. And you like it that way. So you might as well get comfy in that driver's seat, because you're behind the wheel. And let's see where you take us. So no indecision about where you need to go, because that's the 4th card position, the base of the matter in the 10 card spread. But I like to say the gut feeling you're feeling. And it's the 8 of Swords. Again, more intelligence, intellect, honesty, truth, all that kind of kit and caboodle that's been offered for you for a while now in that area of the domain of thoughts and your identity. Remember, it's going to be that conflict and friction with other people and justifying how you want to be and who you are and digging deep to know who that is. And that's part of the exalted state of Capricorn. You're going to have to work hard to get there, and you did it. So that's why you're getting that wish card. So let's not block it with the indecisiveness of the 8. The 8 is a refresh, rejuvenation, restart in the area of our thoughts, right? We need to make some decisions here, but it doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like we're just going around and around and around the gerbil wheel of hell. And I guarantee it's because you're giving other past thoughts or past situations and experience more credence than what you know you need to do to go and take things in a completely new direction. Everything is on hand, and I get it. It's heavy duty stuff, but now you're getting into the reward stage. Okay, so let's not block our own progress here. That's the 8. And what's so ironic here, there's God, justice, another reflection of you don't have to worry about revenge, and the good karma coming your way is a reflection of this. All your swords are in a row. The negativity, the thoughts that are getting us, you're the one that's kind of staying on the wheel. They're on the outside. God and the life force of the sun is kind of standing there like, oh, the sun right there too. Okay, saying like, that's probably why it's crossing. It's standing there saying, Capricorn, what are you doing? Let's make up your mind. Okay, what do you really want to do for you? And let's take the reins and move ourselves in a new direction. I'm sorry about all the analogies about moving forward, but that's really what's on hand here, Capricorn. And when that happens to a Capricorn, and when you feel like steady with your heart and your head in combination to move things forward, wow. Nothing can stop you, and that's when magic happens, and that's a reflection of why you're moving out of that heavy-duty stuff of the justice and that 5th card placement of the past reflection. So let's break that stranglehold of the 8. It all comes down to believing in yourself and allowing yourself to step in the sunlight of God, okay? If you don't want to step in the sunlight of, like, let's say you have to go pitch ideas or pitch yourself or whatever, you know what I mean? Don't be afraid of that. But if you have to hand those things off to other people that maybe like to do that stuff, don't worry about it. That's part of the process as well. But the sun needs to shine on you and your identity. And I know in some way, shape, or forms, you really like that analogy of taking the wheel and the reins and moving ourselves forward and being the boss, being the leader, the teacher, the mentor, living by example in that character and ethics domain. Here we have the Emperor, which is happening right now in that 6th card position. It's a major arcana card. It's a big deal because it starts to equip the fool on his journey when he emerges from the cave of enlightenment with God. I've learned some stuff, but now I get a fresh new start, which is exactly on hand for you. I'm taking my ethics and character intact. I'm taking my integrity and moving that forward because I've learned out of all these tough cards how I want to live my life. And in a big way, it's all about that domain of character, right? Ethics and integrity. You rule it in part as a Pentacles ruler, Earth sign, so you're always going to have these kind of challenges. How do you be a good boss? How do you be a good family member? How do you be a good partner? It's all about a balance. And in the exalted state, he is all those great things. But in the non-exalted state, we could be cranky, McGanky, bossy, my way or the highway. And I think part of the reflection in the journey of the swords of getting to that identity, you've had to come up against people that had that viewpoint and that perspective on you. And you've had to maneuver around that, combining heart and intellect. And I just say again, you got to the wish card, so you did a good job. So don't beat yourself up because that could be a negative narrative of the Emperor. Just buy into the good lead by example role model and just know you've got all the business chops, especially if that's where any of that kind of domain has to be. That's the Emperor's domain. And that's also the Earth sign domain. So you have extra favor in this area, Capricorn. And again, for family or relationship, wherever you want to bring a dose of the hardiness and the goodness of the Emperor, that's a reflection of you. So go do so, okay? And don't worry about fighting or justifying or having to engage with other people in their viewpoints in that heavy-duty way, because that's leaving your life. And that's a reflection here in the 7th card position, is the way that we're feeling about ourselves. So I got all this identity. I'm ready to come forth with me and who I am. And it's born out of the 6 of Swords. The journey through the minor arcana, suit of the suit of the swords. We're getting to the 10, we're passing the halfway mark, and all in the beginning part of the swords is really tough stuff because it's a lot of conflicts, a lot of friction. People have points of views, people are challenging you, they want you to justify stuff. A lot of emotional drama goes on. See how those rough seas, that's what represents in tarot, that upheaval in the emotion. Our own emotional flow gets kind of cut off, it's getting skewed, it's going different ways. Emotional drama gets heightened, all to make you into her, all to make you into who you want to be and how you want to live your life. It's easy to know what you want out of life, but it's hard to know what you don't want, because you have to have those encounters. Like, oh my God, I didn't like that characteristic, or I don't like the way that person does their business, or they live their family, or they do their life. Whatever that kind of reflection is for you, that's how you got to the 6. And the 6 is a celebratory state in numerology and tarot. And again, just like the 8, we could feel like a little tired, but here we're triumphant. We're coming out of those rough seas. We're going into calm waters. That means that you have your emotions under control. It's again combined with that intellect and that heart that makes you stoic, makes you effective, really, really to do anything that you want to do. So again, but also too, the 6 of Swords to me, it's like putting down the boxing gloves. You're like a boxer in the ring waiting for the next person to come challenge you, but it's not going to happen anymore. I'm not saying stupid stuff doesn't happen, but the tough stuff that brought you into that, kind of stoic position of confidence, of inner self-esteem and self-confidence that brings that self-love to you, okay? You can do anything. That's a reflection of the 6 of Swords. That's the reward that you get, all right? So it's a completion state. Pat yourself on the back here, but relieve yourself of the responsibility of having to look for the next fight, okay? I want you to look forward, not sideways or backwards especially, all right, Capricorn? And what's so nice here, too, if you're looking to leave people in situations that no longer serve you, like you don't want to get into those entanglements. No coincidence sitting on top of the 6 of Swords. It's the 8 position, how other people view you. I love that tarot includes this because it's so strategic to me, and it gives you the advantage point of how other people seeing you. So you, like, if you have to maneuver around people in situations, which a lot of these swords reflect, okay? The 5 of Swords says, again, good luck in the area of numerology here in tarot, but all the things to get to the good luck, there always has to be some sort of conflict. But here it's not a big deal. All you need to do is stand up. The Swords, there's that life force again that we're seeing out of the 8. So let's not go backwards from all the stuff that we've earned, okay? That's a reflection of the 8. You're not believing in yourself here, Cappies, okay? And that can't be. And the 5 is other people really believe in you, not only believe in your strength and your authority and your intellect and your identity, but believe that you're moving in a new direction. That's why God in the universal life force is saying, here's all your swords back, Capricorn. I'm sorry I messed with you, but I had to mess with you, or you never would have changed, right? You never would have known who you really are deep down inside, because again, you rule character, ethics, and integrity, and you're going to have that friction, especially in your own identity, and you've done it here. So let's not go backwards again, okay? That 5 is a reflection of you, and that's how other people view you. So if you need to move on, stand up at your time and do so, okay? Just know that you've got that extra protection of God in the universe there. You don't have to worry about looking over your shoulder or having those engagements anymore. And here I'm sticking with it, okay, Capricorns? In the 9th card position, right on top of that 8, is the Queen. It's the 9th card position is our hopes and fears, okay? That duality there. And the Queen of Pentacles is you. The Queen is the exalted state of the material world, the earth signs. She's got that big fat coin in her hand. She's got grapes of food in abundance, the reflection of new horizon, new landscapes that we could plant for our harvest tomorrow, the hills and the mountainscapes that we've already accomplished. We're coming out of that shadow land. We know some stuff. We know how to materialize an idea and make it a reality. The Queen has an extra dose of that shine too. I'll say this, she's a little star sign, stardust. She's loving, giving. She's compassionate. She's grateful. She's the exalted state of everywhere we want to be, of good role models, good leaders, good family people, good lovers, good society, all those good business, everything gets the whole kit and caboodle in the Queen. So we can't be fearful of her. All right. I don't see non-exalted state here, guys. It's our own narrative and dialogue that we're talking to ourselves that undermining the Queen, or allowing not the Queen to come out and play, combined with that new intellect. These cards say you've learned some stuff out of these trying times of the last couple of years, and you need to do and you want to do things differently, wherever that touches you. Okay. So do so. Live your life differently from this moment forth. You want it anyway. And maybe you're just a little scared. Don't be scared of the Queen. And I think you're scared of that because in the 10th card, the outcome card is the Seven of Wands. Seven is the secret in numerology and tarot, the contemplation, meditation of new moves and new directions. It's a crossroad numbers to me because if you were really happy where you are, you would not be looking at new directions. And we need to also remove in the non-exalted state any looking through a prism that allows us to be disillusional. Like, are we living in reality? Are we sticking around in the past or doing things from the past that just no longer serve us because we're afraid of moving in a new direction, right? That's a reflection of the Seven of Wands. And because it's a creative idea, it's competition. All right. How do you stand out? Not only for your own self, like in society or getting yourself out there socially or whatever. It means that you're razzmatazzy. You got the Queen, you got the Sun, you got the Ace. I mean, you even have the Emperor. You love that masculine, feminine energy combined because that's who you are, right? The ram and the fish. Water and that fire energy that is available to you. Remember, wands are flames. So wherever you feel like you need to overcome competitiveness, and especially if you just need to apply a little marketing or promotion or ideas or advertising or a new way of looking at something, even for yourself and the way you're going to progress forward for your family and your relationships, it's all on hand for you. Because that's the thing about the Seven. It's available. That energy is available to you. So don't be frightened of it. And it's sitting next to the Queen and the Wish card. So I imagine this kind of trio here is insight on how to break that stranglehold of the indecision of the Eight so you can move forward. And it's all based on you. And maybe it's that new way. Maybe you did things certainly in a certain way always before, and now you want to try new things. Don't be afraid. Capricorn, you rule this area. So go do it, all right? And I guarantee it, no matter what, you'll always find a way of balancing out the ship, right? That's just the magic of Capricorn. So wherever that's affecting you, just put yourself again in that front of everything and lead by example, and don't be afraid of anything, okay? And that's really at the core of Capricorn. Really, when you get down to it, you're not. It's that narrative in the mindset, that dialogue that we can undermine ourselves, right? Or from viewpoints of other people. That's the journey that you've been on. So you just need to, again, be firmly planted in who you are. You've already accomplished that perspective from those mountaintops. So let's go utilize it in your life. And here, I'm sticking with it again, Capricorn. And the bonus card is the Three of Swords. You might have seen this card in other decks with the heart with the three swords pierced through it. To the ancient tarot, it was literally killing off authority. Our typical or stereotypical way you had to be with family, friends, relationships, society, community, everything, right? You're bending like gumbo. You're trying to make everybody else happy. And all of a sudden you reach a breaking point and like, no more. I got to do me. I got to dig me. Don't dig me, but you're digging yourself. And that's the vibe that I want you to take moving forward, because you've earned those stripes. You've earned it as a spiritual and emotional and even probably in the material world warrior. Okay. And you know this. Okay, Capricorn, I know I'm not telling you anything new here. So that's a reflection to believe in that power and that authority is in your hands, okay? So go kick it. Go kick it, go kick it, because you've got that special favor. You've got a wish here. Let's define it and let's go make it happen. That's your domain as well, Capricorn. So thank you for watching. Everyone who watches, thank you, thank you, thank you. Those of you who have subscribed, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you haven't subscribed, if you like the content, consider doing so, because we're trying to spread the word of tarot. And I just can't say thanks enough. Go get them, Cappies.